Oh wait. Pro streamer, I forgot to edit my title. Where we are at part 7. Done. There we go. Let's load where we left off. There we go. So that phone vibrating in the background. Okay, let's go through this fast. Ken, I finished filming and my cell phone started vibrating the moment I got home. Hey Beatrice, how's it going? Sorry, but tonight I have no cam. I really did not feel up for it. Unexpected, well, not really. Okay, it stopped finally. Jesus. Yes, hello. No greeting. I told you, I'll tell you about it at school. You got a pretty good memory. Hey, oddly manifested, how are you? The unseen is me. Yes, I am that tonight. Apologies. I promise I will try my best to not make this a custom occurrence. It's just today I am absolutely mentally exhausted and I really did not feel like putting on my face and turning on the lights and all the jazz. So I am just being comfy in the shadows, hugging a super fluffy big pengu pillow, and yeah, reading this visual novel with you, if that is alright. Yes. Squid would be proud. Ah, yeah. That may be so. No one had to tell me that time was a precious resource. Filming depends heavily on the weather and the time. Good filming chances are missed if time is taken for granted. The film club didn't film after school so that the actors could have some rest. After class ended, I contacted Emi Izumi, apologized for skipping lunch filming, and said I needed to tell her something later. Kei had kidnapped me, so there was no time to explain. I feel that time is of the essence. I'm not very good at understanding the advice of our seniors. Uh-huh. That's the first time you've ever said that. If she put it that way, Miyako Miyamura was also something of a rebel who did things at her own pace. Yeah. Yeah, I did. For sure this time. I wanted to film Kei Shindo. I wanted to spend time with her. She was more than an actor to me now. She was an important person in my life. It's like I thought about filming so much that I've forgotten about reality. Movies themselves are empty things, even though they involve people. Definitely. I've caused trouble for the club. Sorry. Thank you. I really was thankful. She allowed me to come and go as I pleased. Is the bot not working tonight as well? Seems not. That is so odd because I use the same bot for the community streams channel and it worked last night for Squid. Actually, twice. There were 2 notifications. Oh, there it is. Speak of the devil. Okay, it worked. Because I checked it today and it all seemed fine. I don't know. There was just a hiccup last time, I suppose. Got it. Don't. Sorry. Yeah. A split second of silence. I could hear her breathing. Yeah, I got it. Somewhere, somehow, her voice was shaking. A thought suddenly flashed into my head. Could it be that she was solely responsible for calling me back? That she actually still thought about me? Sorry. When we were friends in the club, when we were going steady, I should have been nicer to her. You too. It was too late to feel regrets, so I hung up without another word. I could never return to those times when I was with her. That's why I should have at least thought about what to do next. Think about that girl who was in the same situation as I, yet had the strength to not shy away from reality. Think only about Kei Shindo. Well, even if you say that, I turned my camcorder towards Kei and followed her as best as I could. The reason for my moaning was simple. I ran like an idiot yesterday, so I was all sore now. Shindo, aren't you sore? Good for her. Oh, I see. They say it takes longer to rebound when you get older. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm pretty confident in my own physical strength though. Increased strength didn't come any way other than training. Or was Kei just some freak of nature? Well, it's not like I have a choice. I was following Kei around all the time now. If she ran, I would just have to chase after her. If she swam, I would follow her over the horizon. How would you follow her over the horizon? I'm not sure I understand what that means. As you wish. I smiled at her. Squid! Good morning. How you doing? I'm cosplaying you tonight. I am unseen. Hope you're having a nice start to your day, sweetie. Hey, Clinton. How's it going? Then a brilliant smile appeared on her face. Oh man. Clinton, you have no idea what you've done. You've given me ample reason to repeat this in the future because I put so much effort into getting ready for stream. But it doesn't register if I'm there or not. Cool, man. It's okay. I found it incredibly funny. I mean no disrespect towards you, Clinton. It's all good. It's just funny. I have thought a while she's completely indistinguishable from the background. Yes, yes. These are my hard-earned skills at work, courtesy of my mentor, Squid. Oh, Kei's face is so cute. What else is happening? Don't make weird noises. The books are the problem, I see. Her brilliant smile had disappeared completely. We came to school early today to prepare for exams. Kay said she was doing pretty badly. Sports were fine, but when the term was about to end, one had to study. She seemed very reluctant, but sacrifices had to be made. So, what are you not good at? Everything? What are you not good at? She opened her mouth when I asked her again.
現代文、古文、漢文、英語、数学、生物、日本史。
So what are you good at?
体育。
Of course. Oh, Oddly Manifested, thank you. Oh, that's so kind of you. I try sometimes. Past couple of streams, I think I did not put much makeup on other than just the standard foundation powder and just a little bit of mascara, and that's it because I couldn't be bothered. But sometimes I do feel like it, you know, going all out, doing eyeliner and stuff. I'm glad it's noticed and appreciated.
何も頭抱えなくてもいいじゃない。体力バカだと思ったんでしょ。脳まで筋肉とか笑ってるんでしょ。他に取り合いがなくて悪かったわね。
Shh! Don't raise your voice like that. People standing around us were starting to stare. This is really bad, isn't it?
京介先輩に言われると腹が立つわ。
Aw, you're pissed because it's true. Kyosuke. A murderous glare. So let's begin. I took out a notebook and some textbooks. What should we begin with? English isn't my strongest subject, by the way.
なら、それは私が教えようか。
Uh-oh. She's here.
宮村先輩。君たち騒がしいよ。人様に迷惑かけちゃダメダメ。
But you're being loud now as well. She's done it again.
気をつけなきゃ。ケイちゃんもツッツンも。
Well, Miyako was the one who surprised us by appearing out of nowhere all of a sudden. I didn't want to be scolded by someone who had trouble written all over her anyway. Miyamura.
ケイちゃん。
Ignored.
これでも私結構成績いいんだよね。教え方もそこそこうまいと思うよ。宮村先輩が学年トップだってことくらい私だって知ってます。
The conversation between these two seemed oddly tense.
それとも私なんかに教わるのは嫌かな。嫌です。
No hesitation.
でも私も聞きたいです。どうして私なんかに勉強を教えようとするんですか。あ、それはケイちゃんかわいいもん。
Even Kay wavered when she heard that word, eh?
宮村先輩、あなたは何を。かわいいと思うのは好きだからだよ。
Miyako grinned. Creepy. That sounded serious too. Shindo, it's up to you.
どうするって。
I can vouch for her academic skill. There's a bunch of people who have gotten better grades after she tutored them. So, what will you do? She looked at me and let out a sigh. She couldn't say yes or no. After some time, she simply fell silent with a worried look on her face. Miyako and I simply waited for her answer. It was lunchtime. I took Kate to the roof. A thought popped into my head. Even though the scenery was pretty good, why was I feeling uneasy? Why is that?
知らないわよ。
A quick answer. She put the last piece of bread into her mouth and drank some milk. That's kind of harsh.
どうでもいいもの。それより今後の予定を決めるんでしょ。さっさとしなさいよ。
Ooh, I like this melody. So cute. Yeah. I quickly stuffed the tuna sandwich I bought from the cafeteria into my mouth and gulped down some coffee. It's nothing we can really plan though. Next week we have exams from Monday through Thursday. During that time, we'll unfortunately have to halt filming.
当たり前よ。
Then from Friday until the end of the term, I'm mostly off. We still have to take extra exams and supplemental classes.
決定事項みたいに言わないでよ。
Well, the extent to which your grades will improve depends on what you do from here on out.
やってみなくちゃわからないでしょ。そのために私
Yes, Kei had accepted Miyako's offer to teach her. Of course, Miyako and I were both surprised.
いつまでも勉強が苦手なんて言ってられないもの。
That's true. You'll never become refined if you drop out.
そこまでひどくね。自分がちょっと成績いいからってバカにするな。
Just calm down, okay? How about I give you some money?
いらんわ。
What? What's the money for? She threw her empty milk carton at me. I caught it before it could hit my face. By the way, it's a bit late to be drinking milk now. You won't grow anymore.
好きで飲んでるだけよ。
Well, if you want a larger chest, it's not too late yet. Those are all just, like, myths. And there's nothing wrong with drinking milk.
そろそろ黙らないと、あんたの命は風前の灯火よ。
Just treat that as a little joke. Let's go back to the main topic.
私がいつまでも笑ってると思うなよ。
Well, she wasn't laughing at all. No matter what, her face was still too cute.
何をニヤついてるの？
No reason. Anyway, before exams, we'll only film in the morning. You're free during lunch, and then we'll film again in the afternoon. You're still going to exercise, right?
運動というよりリハビリみたいなものね。
You call something that intense rehab? I don't think anyone else on Earth would call it that. Semantics aside, we'll continue until the evening. Then we'll study with Miyamura after that, okay?
この私に二言はないわ。
Kei-chan, you're so cool.
ケイちゃんって呼ぶな。
Whoops. She had been fine up until now, so I thought I could just slip in Chan after her name.
まあ、落第はさすがにしたくないからね。多少のことは目をつぶるわ。
I guess there really was a chance of her failing.
万が一にも落第なんかしたら顔向けできないもの。
Who? Your parents?
親もそうだけど、私はちゃんと学園に通って学園生活を楽しんで卒業する。そうじゃなきゃ本当に自分を許せなくなるわ。
It seemed she had some issues that she didn't want to talk about. Of course, if she didn't want to talk about it, I had no intentions of prying any further. My goal wasn't to have her reveal everything about herself, but rather to capture her thoughts on film. Classes were over. Okay, time to bail.
ええ、行くわよ。
What? Shindo, why are you here? This was the senior classroom.
時間がもったいないからよ。ほら、さっさとカバン持って。
But wait, I haven't put away my textbooks yet.
もたもたしないの。ノロマは大嫌いよ。
She just finished class, woman. Take a moment to breathe. It was great that she was motivated, but this was getting a bit crazy. Ugh. Sorry, that was me yawning. I wasn't trying to make sound effects on his line. Would you call that a line? Yeah, I guess.
ほら、いつまでくたばってるのよ。
Not again. This was the exact same situation as yesterday, but this time my body was also sore. Thinking back on it, I didn't really need to film her running this many times.
走るのって気持ちいいじゃない。
There are things that feel better.
それ以上くだらないこと言ったら蹴り殺す。
A pretty specific method for murder.
本気だもの。
She smiled. You really are athletic. You're not tired at all even after running this much.
部活やめてまだ半年も経ってないからね。
How intense of a workout did she have back then anyway?
膝も痛まないし、これならもしかしたら。
You're gonna join the basketball team again? She looked troubled.
場所にはこだわらないわ。もう一度バスケができるなら、それだけで。
Is that how you really feel?
どういうことよ。
If you want to do something, then just do it. You could even play on the street, though I think an actual competition would suit you better. Toxic femininity. Oh, Clinton, it's alright. She stared at me for a second, a troubled look on her face. It's your freedom, so you can do whatever you want. My only hope is for it to be something you really feel like doing.
私が本当に望むことを?
Yeah.
どうして京介先輩がそんなこと言うの?
What do you mean, why? I put down my camcorder. Then I looked straight at her. It's because I love you, Shindo. Oh my god, what? Hello. Well, that was... okay. I'm thinking that. Oh, this is so pretty. Golden hour and everything. Hell yeah. Oh, that's right. Yep, I just realized. I'm sorry, that's actually me laughing at the line. What? I just realized. Yep, I just thought I'd put it out there. I love that. Heck yeah.
Ha ha ha.
She was absolutely stunned. Well, that was understandable. That was way too sudden of a confession.
Ke...
ケ
イちゃんって呼ばないの?
You get mad when I call you that.
だって京介先輩は冗談を言うときちゃん付けで呼ぶじゃないの.
Well, he wasn't joking. I never tell anyone I love them as a joke.
あんたはいつも冗談ばっかりじゃないの.
I see. My usual behavior has come back to haunt me. Oh man, my heart is beating so fast right now. This is so cute. I had never confessed to someone before. We would usually just start out as friends, and I'd end up dating someone else. Okay, I'll say it again.
Huh?
I love you, Keshindo. Oh. She was speechless. She simply looked confused, as though she couldn't understand. The only thing I could hear was the sound of the waves. You got that right. Miyako stepped into my room as I mumbled right behind her. Miyako muttered and sat down. Miyako sat down next to us. Yeah, Shindo's only in her second day of rehab, so she finished early. What did she mean by that? Incidentally, I was prohibited from filming during this study session. However, I was allowed to study with them, not that I really needed it.
ところで、すっごく大事な質問があるんですが。
What is it?
晩ご飯はどうするの?
Kei also looked over at me. I'll make something suitable.
ツッツンって料理できるの?
As long as it's simple, I'm not living alone just for kicks.
一人暮らし歴なら私も負けてないよ.
She stuck out her chest.
いいよ、私が作るから。材料もすでに買ってきたし。
She went into the kitchen without permission before coming upstairs. I didn't know she went to put ingredients away. What are you making?
今日はいいアナゴが手に入ったんで、アナゴ丼作ろうかなと。さっき家でさばいてきたばかりの新鮮なやつだよ。
Prepared it? You did that?
当たり前じゃん。
I don't think that should be done by an amateur.
練習したもん。練習って。最初はうまくいかなかったけどね。ヒロ君を毒味役にして何回もさばいて試行錯誤したから大丈夫。
Terrible sense of taste. What are you, a devil?
人のお兄ちゃんに何してくれてるんですか? でもおかげでアナゴマスターになれたよ。
This woman, using her boyfriend for such purposes. Before Hiro died from work, he would die from Miyako.
とりあえずちょこっとだけお勉強して、それからご飯にしようか。
Alright.
私、ちょっとその前に。
Huh? Do you need something?
She
hesitated slightly.
トイレ？ええ。
The toilet's right down the stairs.
どうも。
She didn't have to be embarrassed about using the bathroom.
ケイちゃん、なんなら一緒に行こうか？結構です。
That was a strong no. Kay went downstairs with light steps.
ケイちゃんさ。
Huh?
私の口からヒロ君の名前出しても動じなかったね。
I felt she was moved in a different way. Of course, she can't hold a grudge forever.
むしろ、私の方がドキッとしちゃったくらいだよ。
You?
うん。ケイちゃんがヒロ君をお兄ちゃんって呼ぶのを聞くとね、ヒロ君とケイちゃんの間には確かな絆があるんだよ。長い時間をかけて紡がれた絶対に切れない絆が。それは多分ずっと変わることのない絆なんだよね。だから私にとってケイちゃんはずっとライバルだよ。
Sisters-in-law?
怖いよね。
She looked happy despite what she said. To acknowledge an opponent, indeed they were rivals. Well, this wasn't some other person's business. I guess if I had to name a rival for myself, it'd be Hiro. Ah, man. The love rectangle. Thanks to Hiro's heroic sacrifice, Miyako's eel ball was spectacular.
ごちそうさまでした。
Yeah, Hiro is the protagonist of the previous story, the one that's Miyako's boyfriend, right? That was the first story of the novel, and this is the second story that we are reading, which is from Kyosuke's perspective, the guy on the right. He's a different guy. Yes, yes. I hope that clarified things, no problem.
あれ？もういいの
Nah, I think it's just weird to ask for more when eating a bowl.
そうなの
She cocked her head as she shoved a second serving of eel into her... a second serving of eel into her mouth. I can't remember names well either. Well, they were also quite gracious to name them stuff like Hiro Hirono, Miyamura Miyako. You know, like both their names kind of are similar. So like if you just remember the first couple of syllables, like, oh yeah, that's them. But yeah. And they have this thing of like doing some similar stuff for couples. So for Miyako and Hiro, it was like kind of the way their names were composed, with the syllables kind of repeating. And for Kyosuke and Kei, it's like their name starts with a K. So interesting. Well, I think Shinto should eat a bit more. She's too small in more ways than one.
その発言はセクハラと判断していいの？
Come on, it's just a little after dinner joke.
私の前ではたった一言が命取りになるわよ。
Okay, understood. I bowed.
アホだね、つっつんは。言うまでもないことですね。
Damn, that's harsh. Alright. After dinner, we continued studying. Miyako put her studies aside and focused on tutoring Kei. There was no space for me to butt in. Violence, nay, no violence. But Kei is a little bit violent in her language, I guess, in the sense that she's suggesting violence. She's good at inflicting violence too, but we haven't seen her do that much except for like some situation where we could argue that it was called for. So it's okay. You know, she's like one of those tiny little puppies that just bark but don't actually bite you. Had your annual review. Oh, hope that went well. Then after about 2 hours,
それじゃあ今日はこれくらいにしとこうか。
she said that while closing her textbook. Yeah, sure.
もう終わりなの？
It's almost 9. Miyamura may be fine, but if you don't go home, you'll run into trouble, right?
本当だ。ケイちゃんなかなか集中力あるね。試験まで時間ないけど、これなら結構詰め込めるかも。ありがとうございます。
Miyako's eyes popped out at the sight of Kei bowing her head in humility. Oh, I see. Sorry to hear that, Squid, but yeah, fingers crossed that things are better in the new team. I'm rooting for you.
ケイちゃん、なんか変じゃない？
She whispered to me. Well, everyone has their days, right?
そんなもんかな。
Kei silently gathered up her books. It was dangerous for these two to be alone at night, so I decided to walk with them until they get home. It really is dangerous. I wonder what will happen to the pervert who decides to assault you two. Looks sure can be deceiving. It's dangerous for the possible assaulter. Kei was a natural athlete, and I'd heard that Miyako was also quite athletic. If these two unstoppable women encountered anyone suspicious, no matter how nasty he was, I'd feel sorry for him because he'd be completely slaughtered.
何をブツブツ言ってんの？
Nothing.
宮村先輩。
Kei suddenly opened her mouth. She looked serious.
私、提案があるんですけど、明日からは私の家で宮村先輩と二人きりで勉強したいんです。
Huh?
それは何かの罠？なんで今さら宮村先輩に罠を仕掛けなきゃいけないんですか？
Did that mean there was a reason for Kei to ensnare Miyako in the past?
そうじゃなくて、1対1の方が集中できるし、それに男の人の部屋ってちょっと落ち着かないですから。どうでしょうか？
My dad didn't have a typical day job, so there was little to worry about. That was why we chose my house in the first place.
私は全然構わないけど。
Two beautiful women were now looking at me. This was awesome. Wait, this was no time to be joking around. I have no problems with it. I can film anyway, and if it helps Shindo pass another class, I'm all for it.
だから赤点取るのが当たり前みたいに。
Okay, Miyamura, you take care of her, okay?
いさい承知。
That response made me nervous.
それじゃあ明日からはそういうことで。私は一足先にお家帰る。じゃ。
After saying that, she ran off and quickly disappeared. What's with her?
私に聞かないで。
A cold response. Is he invited or not? No, he's not invited to the study session. It's just the two of them. It was always like this, huh? Okay, let's head over to your house now.
ねえ先輩。
Yeah?
ちょっと散歩しない？
Churches are a bit creepy at night, huh?
京介先輩でも普通の人みたいなこと言うのね。
I'm fairly normal, you know. A hush fell over the city. There was no one in sight. The daytime heat had subsided. The cool, gentle wind felt nice.
先輩、カメラ持ってこなかったの？
I'm kind of like your escort right now. If I was holding my camcorder, I wouldn't be able to do my job, would I?
どっちにしても役には立たないわよ。私の方が強いんだから。
Oh, that's harsh, man. There goes my pride.
ありもしないものが傷つくわけないでしょ?
Oh, ow, ow, ow. She really was sharp-tongued. Her twin sister sounded a lot more well-behaved, so I guess it wasn't genetic. Yes, I cannot wait to see Chihiro. But I'm enjoying this too.
失礼なこと考えてない?
Absolutely not.
あんたって基本的に嘘つけないのね。考えてることが表に出すぎよ。
I joke around, but I don't lie. Redeeming myself after telling a lie is a hassle, and I don't have that much time to waste. She was in deep thought there in the darkness.
やっぱりあの言葉も嘘じゃないのね。
Of course not. If you have any doubt, I'll repeat that to you again and again. I took a step forward, but Kay quickly stepped back. Even in the dark, I knew for sure that she was blushing.
疑ってるわけじゃないんだけど。
But I stared directly at her. This was definitely my fault, but if she didn't believe me, I had to repeatedly tell her until she did. I was completely, absolutely serious.
どうして私なの?
Why, huh? Well, I don't know. Probably your strength. You're different from me.
違う?
Yes, you can accept the fact that you're hurting yourself, right?
否定したってしょうがないじゃないの。本当のことだから。
As for me, I quit the film club and got dumped by my girlfriend, but I never faced any of it. I tried to forget it all. It's because I'm weak. I don't have the courage to face my own pitiful, maimed self. But you're different. If sad things happen, you'll accept them head on.
それは...
Being in the film club had been fun. The people there were my friends, and none of them became my girlfriend. Then I lost everything. Sorry, and one of them... What am I reading? Of course, one of them was his girlfriend. Apologies. Then I lost everything all at once. It's tough losing things you care about. I couldn't accept something so natural.
でも、振り向かずにちゃんと前を見てたでしょ？京介先輩は。それは普通はできないことよ。
Ah.
何よ?
Oh, this is pretty. I moved my face up close to hers. Are you accepting me?
そういうことじゃなくて...
She started blushing again, and her speech became incoherent.
認めてもいいけど、それとこれとは別よ。
That and this. What are you talking about?
私のこと、好きって。
Yeah.
って言われても。
You know, Shindo, I shook my head repeatedly. I could think of plenty of reasons, but that was unlike me. It doesn't matter why I love you. I don't care to explain why. All I want you to know is how I feel. She looked down while blushing fiercely.
いくら言われたって、急すぎるわよ。
I told you before, but there was a girl that I was dating until about the beginning of spring.
え?
I wasn't able to treat her importantly at all, but even so, I loved her. I was sure I chose to return to the film club because I still cared for her a little bit. I knew it was selfish of me. It was really tough when I got dumped. I smothered that feeling of pain, though. I never want to experience that ever again. With my focus solely on Kay, I continued. Shindo, I love you. I didn't know how far my words would go with her. But if I didn't say it, nothing would ever happen. That was why I had to repeat it as many times as I needed.
私はどうしたら?
She looked uneasy, like a child who got separated from her parent. In actuality, she didn't know what to do, did she?
京介先輩は...
She bit her lip.
せっかく吹っ切ろうとしてる時に、なんで迷わすようなこと言うのよ!
Huh?
京介のバカ!
She flung those words at me. Then she ran away without even looking back. Man, oh man. Free of what? I don't know exactly what she means. I mean, she is struggling with having to let go of Hiro. And that might be a thing that she was breaking free, but... Like, what does he have to do with that, right? She can still break free of that. He has nothing to do with that story, so I'm not sure exactly what she meant. Or maybe breaking free of any sort of romantic involvement with anyone? Maybe that? I don't know. Hey, Yuko. Misama Mia, you were around.
どうでもいいですけど、教会の前であまり騒がない方が。
If it's not important, then be quiet. This is supposed to be a dramatic scene. Sorry, but no outsiders. She said that with an indifferent voice. You're involved with us, and yet you're not involved with us. It's weird. She's your guardian angel. You're like a director. You talk to the actors, consult with them, but you're never in front of the camera, not even as a supporting role. Hey, Yuko with the comeback. That might have been true. That was why this time, I'll go as far as I can. I want to be together with Shindo and see everything that she sees without a camcorder. Hmm?
主役がカメラの外にいてはお話になりませんよ。だって、
so good.
あなたと新藤さんの物語なんですからね。
Yeah, you tell it, Yuko. Yuko girl. She cracked a smile. That might have been the first time I'd seen her smile like that. That's right, I've been mistaken. This was the reality I wanted. I felt like I couldn't be satisfied by simply capturing her in the false world of a movie. What if, I thought, when I first saw Keishindo in the gym, what if I didn't only want to film her? In other words, at that time, I may have had already fallen in love with her. Aww. Oh, my heart is all fluttery right now. Give me a sec to take a sip of water. There we go. I dreamed of the distant past, an unknown place, an unknown time. There stood my mother, a person who should have already been erased from my memory. No, this had to be the past. I see, so you knew. No matter who, being called Chan would make anyone feel a bit weird. I'm not a kid anymore, Mum. Kids will be kids, so mothers will always be mothers. Was it like that? No, that's not true. I'm doing this for my own sake. She smiled happily. I think it's a bit different. I tilted my head. The dream I see on the other side of the camera, this reality I experience now, is just as important. Sorry, it seems I've been raised that way. I never let my eyes off her, not even for a second, but suddenly, she disappeared. She was nowhere. Mom? Mom, I could hear nothing. I could see nothing. All that was left was a faint, pleasant aroma. When I woke up, there was a text message from Kate. She didn't apologize for last night's little outburst. She wanted to focus on studying, so she wondered if we could postpone all filming. I didn't mind. Postponement implied that the project would continue. Besides, we had been filming for several days, so I already had more than enough footage. Worst case scenario, I can just make an epic Keishindo trilogy. However, while I did have enough footage, there was no way to conclude the movie. Without the final push, there was nothing to wrap everything up. I wondered what I should do. The postponement was beneficial. I would have more time to think. Hopefully. I walked to school today without my camcorder, traveling along my usual route. Every now and then, I'd say hello to friends and acquaintances. I was no longer sore, moving forward with confident steps. Ow. Someone shoved my back and I tumbled to the ground. The culprit didn't even take one look at me. She ran ahead at a furious pace. Ow. I groaned as I got up. Barreling forward with all her might. What was that woman thinking? That's the first time I've ever been steamrolled. Hey, Mizuki. Huh? It was a girl from the feeder school. I knew I saw her somewhere before. Ki? How am I a pervert? Yeah, the fade to red made it look way more dramatic than it probably is. You're the one getting all worked up. I shot back as I touched the bottom of my nose with my hand. Shit, blood was gushing from my nose. Wait, this was because I fell just now. Alright. She screamed and swung her bag at me at full momentum. That was his concussion. Oh man. There was no way I could duck, and I took another hit to the face. The culprit continues with the assault. This is the second culprit, Clinton. It's a different character. It's okay. As long as you understand. I stuffed my nose with the tissues that she gave me and stood at the edge of the road waiting for the bleeding to stop. Okay, cool. Lately, it seemed I was the victim of a wide variety of violent actions. Her face. The little tears in the corners of her eye. Oh my god. True. Wait, I was also slightly offended. She thought I was someone so sexually frustrated that I'd bleed just from seeing a girl? Yes, you remembered. Who's the first? He's my friend, and I know him very well, but Hirono isn't following her around. It was more like she was following him around. No, it's not like that. What the hell was this girl talking about? Well, fantastic. You really hate him that much. She got up close. So much energy this early in the morning. Did he do anything to you? You know about his actual job, too? Did she find out? We didn't see that, did we? I don't think so. She looked a bit surprised. Well, yeah. Hiro didn't reveal anything about his job to people he wasn't extremely close with. In other words, Mizuki wasn't just some other girl to him. He shouldn't be so secretive, it's not that big of a deal. Sure, you know who he is, but Hirono's manga is still just as good, right? Actually, Mizuki seemed like quite the gossip, so Hiro had the reason to keep silent. Yeah, but we don't say that aloud, okay? If you're a fan of his manga, why don't you just make up with him by getting his autograph? Oh, I see. She should be able to forgive him with that. How vengeful.
何にしても K 先輩を愛する私にとって危険人物だったことに変わりはありません。
From my point of view, you're the dangerous one. She was reckless and attacked people randomly. Oh, sorry. I scrolled too fast. I understand that you respect her, but you don't have to pick up her habit of shoot first, ask questions later. That's very true. Very reasonable.
何を言っちゃってるんですか。 K 先輩が手を出すことなんてほとんどありませんよ。
Okay. From my experience, she was always doing it. What sort of presence does Shindo have in your life anyway?
私から見た K 先輩？そうですね。かっこいい先輩ラブ？
I'm being serious.
やっぱり堤先輩は失礼ですね。私は心の底から真面目に生きてます。でも改めて K 先輩の魅力か。
I'm pretty sure the K that Mizuki saw was totally different from the one Miyako, Hiro, and I saw. An outside view. No, it was more like a view from deep inside.
かっこいいって何でしょうね。
Mizuki muttered that all of a sudden. Well, there are guys who are good at fights, guys who study really well, guys who just look cool. I counted off my fingers and I started to get a hazy feeling about what Mizuki was talking about.
K 先輩は運動ができるからかっこいいんじゃないんですよね。いや、運動もできてかっこいいんですけど、何か違うんです。もっとそういうのじゃなくて、へこたれたり落ち込んだり怒ったりもするけど、本当にまっすぐにしか生きられない人っているんだと思います。私はそういうちょっと不器用だけど綺麗な K 先輩がかっこよくて大好きなんです。
Mizuki was an unbelievable person. Somehow, the way she talked sounded just like someone else I knew. Oh, I remembered. That quack nun. There is a reason for that. Can't wait to get there.
あ、そうだ。
Mizuki clapped her hands together.
こんなことで話をそらせると思ったら大間違いですよ。
She puffed out her chest.
堤先輩、K 先輩に悪さしてないでしょうね。
Not yet.
まだ
？She started to panic.
その言い方だと時間の問題みたいに聞こえます。
It is. I will have her one of these days.
話が違うじゃないですか。役者には手を出さないって。
Sorry, but I can't resist anymore.
とうとう来るべき時が。私の K 先輩が。
What are you, a father who's about to marry off his daughter? Don't worry, I won't make her unhappy.
その自信はどこから？
There's no man on earth who would want the girl he loves to suffer. Ooh, okay, that got deep all of a sudden. She changed abruptly. Her always childish and jocular attitude suddenly disappeared. Perhaps she really did seriously think about Kay, albeit in her own way. She didn't even accept his confession. Yeah, I mean, he's just a kind of like toying a little bit with Mizuki. Aren't we skipping some steps? Yeah, no, he's just like, yeah. It was just too easy. Mizuki is just really open in that respect. But I was also serious. I looked straight back at her sharp, blade-like gaze.
堤先輩。
What?
私は寂しい顔は見たくないんです。あなたは K 先輩の寂しさ埋められるんですか？
There it is. Now we're being serious and not joking and playing around. Of course, that's the plan. If I didn't, she would never look at me no matter how much time passed. See, in the end, they both just want the best for Kei. They were just like messing around. I entered the classroom and exchanged glances with Miyako. It's your fault.
Huh?
She cocked her head. It seemed this was a normal greeting for her.
そうだそうだ。とある佐々木ちゃんからの情報によると、道端で付属の女の子にわいせつ行為を迫ったとか？
That's also your fault.
さっぱりわけがわかんないよ。被害妄想も大概にしておかないとダメ。
He actually is the victim here. Fuck. I won't be deceived even by that cute voice of yours. Also, you're the one who always does that. I had no idea how serious she was, or rather, whenever she showed up, any and all seriousness was just blown out the door. That's true. It's fair. Okay, what to do now? There was nothing I needed to think about. All I needed to do was review a bit for my exams. I cringed at the thought of being called third place by Miyako, so I wanted to beat her. There was one thing that required my full concentration. I had to express my feelings with no room for misinterpretation. Then there was Kei. I wasn't responsible, but I felt uneasy as always. And since she wasn't by my side, I felt even more so. I want to hear her answer soon. Any answer was fine. I just needed one as soon as possible. No, that's not good. I wanted her to always focus on me. The further away she was, the more I felt there was nothing I could do.
というわけで、宮村先生の落ちこぼれ救済熱血授業スタートよ、待ってました。落ちこぼれってもしかしなくても私のことかしら。さあ、何から始めようか。ケイちゃんは特に数学が苦手って言ってたよね。とりあえず分数の足し算からやってみる？
Isn't that
それは算数です。いくらなんでも分数の加減乗除の時点で見失ってない。
Yeah, it's a little bit too basic.
みやこ先輩、あんまりケイ先輩をいじめないでくださいよ。あんたもどうしていきなり馴染んでんのよ。水木と宮村先輩は初対面ではないそうだけど。大丈夫です。宮子先輩も面白いけど、ケイ先輩が一番好きですから。そういう問題じゃなくてね。一番じゃないのは残念だけど、水木ちゃんも分かんないことあったらどんどん聞いていいからね。はーい。またも我が家にやってきた水木を交えてお勉強会は始まった。水木も試験が近いので宮村先輩に教わること自体はいいことだと思う。
I'm not sure what these close-ups are supposed to be.
だけど頭痛がするシチュエーションね、これは。心なしか水木もいつもよりアッパーだし。宮村先輩。はい。私たちの勉強を見てくれるのはありがたいんですけど、先輩自身のテスト勉強はいいんですか？あ、そうだ。なんか学年トップとかじゃないんですか？後輩ちゃんたち、私が怖いのはトップから転げ落ちることじゃないよ。では何を恐れてらっしゃるんで？私もこの漫才に付き合わなきゃいけないのかな。
I mean, at least Kei recognizes it for what it is and doesn't take it too seriously.
私が恐れるのはただ一つ。ろくに勉強しなくてもトップが取れてしまうこの明晰すぎる頭脳なんだよ。いやー、すごい！すごすぎて惚れそう。何このミニコント。宮村先輩の教え方がうまくてもこれだけ騒がしくて落ち着かないんじゃプラマイゼロなんじゃ。1時間ほどして水木は先に帰っていった。 水木の家は割と厳しく門限が決められているらしい。宮村先輩は門限とかは？
ああ。
宮村先輩は不意をつかれたように英文に向けていた目を上げた。
うちは基本的になし。パパは自分のことは自分で決めろってタイプの親だから。
なるほど。だから娘がこういうゴーイングマイウェイな性格になったわけね。
まあ放任ってやつだね。最近は会話するようになったから前よりマシになったけど。
はあ、以前は親子の会話がなかったということだろうか。私にはあまり想像できない類の家庭みたい。
ケイちゃんのところは？
別に厳しくはないです。ただ両親も祖父もちょっと心配性ではありますね。私が膝を怪我した時は大騒ぎでした。
それが普通の反応だよ。
うちはちょっと特殊です。妹のこともありますし。
ケイちゃんの妹さんか。一度会ってみたいね。
何がどう特殊なのか宮村先輩は気にならないんだろうか。あるいはすでに知っているのかもしれない。
きっと妹さんって可愛いんだろうね。
可愛いですよ。私なんかよりずっと。
そうだね。ケイちゃんは可愛くないね。
Okay.
いくらなんでも正面から言われたくない。それに前に言ってたことと違うじゃないの。
自分が可愛いって認めてないところが可愛くない。
Uh-huh, I see.
なんですかそれは。
ややこしいかな。
あいにくあなたと違ってバカですので。ぷいっと私は横を向いた。やっぱりこの人は苦手だ。冬のあれこれのことを除いてもやっぱり苦手だ。
相変わらず素直じゃないんだね。
それはお兄ちゃん譲りです。あ、しまった。この人の前で言うことじゃなかった。
ヒロくん譲りか。それならしょうがないね。
それでも宮村先輩は屈託なく笑った。
だって過去はやり直せないもんね。
分かってます。その通り。どうやっても過去を消せはしない。遥か遠い日に私がお兄ちゃんと出会い、長い時間を一緒に過ごしてきたことも。私の気持ちは届かず、お兄ちゃんが宮村先輩を選んだことも。
ケイちゃん、そこ間違ってるよ。そこのウッドは過去の時点からの未来を表す用法だよ。
そうか。
まあ過去っていうのはなんだかんだで厄介なものだね。
別にこれは文法がややこしいだけです。
ほい、お疲れさん。
ありがとうございました。私には拷問に等しい時間がようやく終わった。この世の何よりも苦手な勉強。それもいくら優秀な教師とはいえ宮村先輩とマンツーマン。
ところで質問があるんだけど。
めんどくさい質問には答えられませんよ。もうこれ以上は頭が回ってくれない。
ああ、全然簡単な質問だから。
どうぞ。
明日以降も試験が終わるまで来ていいのかな。
そんなのいいも悪いもない。私は小さく頭を下げた。よろしくお願いします、宮村先輩。
うん。いいけど、こっちから一つ条件というかお願いがあるんだけどな。
条件？
先輩って呼び方がなんか嫌なんだよね。もっと可愛い呼び方にして。
可愛いって言われても
可愛い人には可愛い呼び方をするのが正しい道だよ。
分かってたことだけど、どうもこの人の思考回路は理解しにくい。夜の街を軽く足音を響かせながら走っていく。なんか懐かしい感じ。現役の頃はよくこうやって時間を選ばずに走りに出たものだ。家族はみんな心配したし、一緒に暮らしてた頃の千尋も。
お姉ちゃんは止まると死んじゃう動物みたい。
Oh, Chihiro's voice! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm having a fangirl moment. Oh, I can't wait to get to her. Oh, it's cute. So cute.
なんて言ってたな。でもね、最近のお姉ちゃんは止まりっぱなしだったよ。らしくなかったね。がむしゃらでもいいから走っていないと私は私じゃなくな分かりきってたことなのに。息を整え頭を上げる。やっぱりまだまだ体力は元通りには程遠い。まだまだ体作りに専念しなくちゃいけないけど、ボールに触りたいな。
触ればいいじゃないですか。
私はゆっくりと振り返る。また出たわね。
神出鬼没がモットーですから。
私はあんたに付き合ってるほど暇じゃないの。
あらあら、釣れないお返事ですね。
あんたに愛想よくする理由はないもの。
お姉さんは悲しいですよ。そういえばあなたは昔からトゲトゲしい子でしたね。
は？昔？確かに子供の頃からこんな性格だけど、私が雨宮優子と直接会ったのはこの夏が初めてのはず。
昔って何のことです？
私のセリフよ、それは。
どうやら私には時々謎の電波を受信する機能が備わってるようなので。
医者行ってきなさいよ。
クールなツッコミありがとうございます。
なんでこんなところでバカみたいな会話してるんだろう。それより私に何か用？
夜の散歩をしてるだけです。今日も待ち人は現れなかったので気分転換に。
雨宮優子はにっこりと笑う。ふと思った。彼女のそのまるで邪気のない笑顔、その笑顔が誰かに、いやあの子に、水木がいつも浮かべている曇りのない笑顔に似ているような気がする。
Hell yeah.
どうかしました？
なんでもないわ。錯覚よね。顔だって全然似てないんだから。
ではちょっと一緒にお散歩しませんか？何せ女が夜に一人歩きするのは物騒ですから。護衛がいると助かります。
私も女だよ。本当にこの女は失礼だと思う。
それでさっきの続きなんですけど。
This translation, it's a little bit, I don't know, it's confusing me. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but Kate just said that she was being very rude or something. But the translation is like, oh, this woman's being a bitch. Isn't that a little bit too harsh? I don't know. I feel like they're jumping to these words a little bit too much when it's not necessarily the tone with which the character intends it. But, what do I know?
雨宮優子はさっさと歩き出す。仕方なく私も後をついていく。
She's a chihuahua.
バスケットをやりたいんでしょ？なぜやらないんです？
私の勝手でしょ？
Barking loudly and angrily at everything. Yeah, it goes with what I was saying earlier, that she's like a tiny dog that's just mostly loud, but not necessarily, you know, biting all the time. Anyway. I guess in a way that could be in character, but I still feel like the translators are like... Chihuahuas do try to bite? Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know because I never actually interacted with one, but I'll take your word for it. Still, I feel like the translators are kind of like jumping at stuff, but at the same time, they need to like adapt other things to be more pleasant for the American public. Like when Kei calls Miyako Miyamura Senpai, they still translate it as Miyako because it's very difficult for. And I'm saying that with air quotes on around. You can't see it, but I'm doing that. It's difficult for a non-Japanese person to understand, you know, levels of politeness. No. It's too complicated for our brains. But let's throw bitch and fucking and shit in there, even when the character does not say things with that kind of nuance. Translations being bad, nothing new about it, but am I being crazy, or is there at least a grain of truth in what I'm saying here? Maybe someone who knows more Japanese than me could say. Anyway. They weren't paid enough to care. Could be, who knows.
リハビリはじっくり時間をかけて進めなければならない。バスケをやるにしたってボールを持つのは最終段階だ。焦ってまた膝を壊すわけにはいかないもの。
もちろんそうですよ。あなたは自分の心のままに。
言われるまでもないわ。
人は誰でも生きてる限り何かを失い続けます。それはもう決まったことなんですよ。失った何かを埋めるためにさらに生き続け、そしてまた何かをなくし。
それじゃあいつまで経っても。
いいえ、大事なのは探すということです。探し続けることです。大切なものを。幸せをね。
ゆうか。
幸せ？そんなものが探して見つかるのなら探偵でも雇うわ。
Okay.
探そうとしなければ何も変わりませんよ。
雨宮優子の顔に浮かぶささやかな笑み。いつものとぼけた雰囲気はかけらもなくて、ただただ優しい笑顔だった。
大事なものをなくせば誰だって悲しい。新藤圭さん、あなたはその悲しみを知っている。
We gotta learn Japanese. It's as simple as that. Yes, I gotta take my books off the shelves and dust them off and... Yeah.
私が失ったものは千尋と一緒にいる時間。みんなと一緒にコートをかけていく楽しさ。そして誰よりも大好きだったお兄ちゃん。ひねくれてて全然優しくなくて、いつも私を怒らせるあの人が愛しくてたまらなかった。だけどお兄ちゃんが選んだのは私じゃなくて、そうよ、水木も映画も、それに京介先輩も寂しさを埋めるためだけの。私は寂しかった。だからなくしたものの代わりを見つけようとしたのよ。でもなくしたものの代わりになる何かを求めても、それでも寂しさは消えてくれなかった。
No, it's so it's the protagonist of the first story that we did, and they basically just grew up together ever since they were kids. So they were childhood friends, very close friends, but they're not actually related. She just grew up with him and started calling him Oni-chan, and yeah, it kind of stuck. That's it.
それに気づけたのなら、あともう一歩です。
もう一歩？
世界は悲しいことばかりじゃありません。悲しみから逃げなかったあなたなら、必ず幸せを見つけられます。
Ah, Yuko, my heart. When she hits with these lines, I'm just... Yes. Yes, you are right. Shower me in your wisdom, please. I love her. I love her so much. That's so cool. I'm gonna clip this afterwards. This needs to be, like, there for all eternity. No, they're not related in any sort of way. Not blood, not just, you know, relatives getting married or whatever. They're not related in any sort of way. They're just childhood friends who grew together from an early age, and she developed this kind of attachment to him. And he cares deeply about her too. It's just, for him, it was not a romantic kind of attachment. That's all there is.
それは世界のどこかに、いいえ、いつだってあなたのすぐそばにあるものなんですから。
私のそばに。
A few days passed. Due to exams, I couldn't say that my days were completely peaceful, but there were no major incidents. I spent most of my time studying, and I watched movies or read books every once in a while for a change of pace. Ordinary days. Actually, there was one incident. I saw the head of the film club in the hallway one day. She kicked me. It didn't really hurt at all, but she gave me a mischievous smile and walked away without saying a word. Well, the thing is, Kei also never really expressed her feelings until it was too late, so... yeah. That's really all there was. In other words, complete boredom. I prayed for my boredom to end, and thus came the last days of exams. Man, just hearing the word exams, I'm like shivering. I've gone through so many of them. I never want to take an exam ever again. Like, leave me alone. Jeez. The bell signaled the end of the exams for Ottawa Collegiate. Deep sighs of relief and jubilant cheers resounded throughout the classrooms. But the school, yes, I have been... no, I was. I'm not gonna say have been, because I'm not gonna be one again. Although in some ways, we all stay students for the rest of our lives because there's always stuff to learn and so on, blah, blah, blah. But officially, I was a student for, 21 years? Was it? Something along those lines. Like, enough is enough, okay? Let's just let me go. In Korea, girls call their BFS big brothers. Naturally, every Korean drama has to include a misunderstanding about it. Yeah, I remember that. I've done my time, yes. I think I have served my time. Plenty. Just let me go, okay? Wait, so let me see. It was 12 years of school, 3 years of bachelor degree, 2 more years of master's degree. So that is 5 plus the 12. It's yeah, it's 17. And then I also did basically 3 years and a half for. It was basically 4 years of PhD. So yeah, 21 years. I'm out. Peace. Okay. I belonged to those who sighed. I was glad it was over, but I couldn't accept the results.
前回3位の人、どうだった？
What? You want to be first this time too?
つもり？ つもりじゃなくて、多分トップだよ。
They just finished their exams. They don't know their results. Where is this confidence coming from, Miyako? Like, hello? If I ever had a daughter, I needed to make sure she didn't end up like this.
だってさ、人気急上昇中の漫画家の彼女なんだよ、私は。可愛いだけじゃ釣り合わないよ。
That's shady reasoning. Another sigh. Well, I probably won't change much. If I beat you, that'll be rather weird.
じゃあ、下僕ちゃん決定だね。
I watched a couple of Korean dramas. Just a few ones. The one that stuck with me though was the first one that I watched, which was The Coffee Prince, which kind of had different kinds of misunderstandings there. But I loved it. It was cute. And then I think I watched another one with the same actress, but it just felt like it was too soapy and dramatic for just no reason, and I couldn't really stomach it much, and I don't remember its name. It was a long time ago. You've seen it? Yeah, I think Coffee Prince was really cute. What is it that they say? Is it oppa? Something like that they call their guys who are friends and older than them? Something like that? And it sounds like Big Brother? I don't know. Oppa, yes. Okay. See, I remember something. Good. Her servant? What do you mean, girl? She decided that on her own and left. Whatever. I didn't really care anymore. For now, I was just going to leave the exams behind me. We postponed filming to concentrate on them. So... Oh. When I looked at the entrance to my classroom, Kay appeared and walked inside. Perfect. That was some excellent timing. Kay really is great, I thought. I stood up and moved towards her. Yo. She nodded blankly.
Miyako-san wa?
Miyako? For whatever reason, she blushed and stared, hesitating. Why are you embarrassed?
いちいち細かいところに突っ込まないでよ。
No, I'm not criticizing you or anything.
もう、だったら黙っててほしいわ。
Nezu senpai. Hey Kevin, how you doing? Hope your week is progressing nicely and heading towards a exciting weekend. I hope so. I am quite excited that tomorrow is Friday. It's gonna be another day of work that's gonna mentally exhaust me just like today, but at the end of the day I'm gonna get to order something delicious and possibly unhealthy, and I'm just gonna gorge it down, and so that gets me excited. It's my way of saying the week is over. I get to lay back. The best guy. Yes. Gorging, woohoo, yes, yes. Usually Friday nights are that. Delicious food and a movie and like no more work, yay. What do you mean? I mean, They forgot half of all? Oh, about the food. Okay, I gotcha. I'm sorry. It's sad when they don't send you the right thing or they forget to add things. It seems she sorted out her issues with Miyako during the days I hadn't seen her. I should probably call Miyamura, huh?
試験終わったし、勉強を教えてくれたお礼を言いたいの。
I see. Okay, I'll call her. Whoa.
どこにいるの?
There were so many people around her desk that I couldn't even see her. My classmates, enthusiastic about their studies, were probably comparing answers with her. What a pain. Okay, let's force our way in.
待って、そこまでしなくてもいいわよ。
Neuroeconomics? Oh, good luck with the exam. I believe in you. You got this. Thank you so much for dropping by and leaving some positive vibes. We're sending and we're multiplying and sending them back to you, and I'm sure it's gonna be all right. Yep, you got this, Kevin. You go. Woo! I would cheerlead if I had some pom-poms, but I don't. Wait, your fighting skills? Those people are nothing, right? Toss them aside.
私が突破するのかよ。
I'm not good at being crass.
まずはあんたからちぎってやりましょうか。
She was totally serious. You can say thanks later, can't you? It's not like she requires your gratitude.
そうね。今度水木と一緒に改めてお礼すればいいか。
Anyway, shall we begin? I grinned and took out my camcorder.
だからそれ、どこに持ってたのよ。
In his pocket? How are exams?
多分、今までで一番よくできたと思う。
I was enthusiastic because it had been a while since I last filmed, but Kay seemed pretty bummed. You're a bit gloomy.
疲れてるのよ。昨日もほとんど徹夜だったんだから。
That's not good pulling an all-nighter right before exams.
今更言ってもやっちゃったものは仕方ないでしょ。
Fair enough. For now, you have to think about what to do from here on out. Or more specifically, what we are going to do from here on out.
なんか話の流れが変な方向に行ってない？
She glared. I'll stop it. You're reading way too much into it. Anyway, where should we go? You just pulled an all-nighter, so maybe we shouldn't walk around too much.
どこでもいいわ。
Without another word, she continued walking. She didn't seem ill, so I took her word for it. We both walked along silently. Her steps seemed somewhat lighter than when we first started filming. At that time, she seemed to be walking in a protective manner. She was remembering how she used to walk, slowly, bit by bit.
今日も暑いわね。
Yeah, it is. Hmm?
何？
Uh-oh. Shindo, what do you think that is?
行き倒れ？この暑さだし、無理もないかも。夏の風物詩みたいなもんでしょ？
Other than admiring the weather, can't you just go see what happened? What? He was surprisingly indifferent about this. I forgot about filming for a moment and looked in front of me. There was a man lying in the middle of the road. Next to him was a half-destroyed bike. This isn't heat stroke, it's an
カ
accident.
バンでもぶつけられたのかしら？
A dangerous city, eh? I laughed.
でもまあ、放っておくわけにもいかないわね。
Also noticed the saw me on the on the camera. Okay.
ちょっと待ってよ。
What is it? For some reason, she looked shocked. She stared at the fallen man and suddenly ran towards him. Shindo? I followed her unwillingly.
いって
We ran to his side and he slowly started moving. Oh, don't tell me.
お兄ちゃん？
Yeah, of course. When did he get on a bike though? Hirono? I hadn't seen him in a long time. What was he doing? He stood up and looked at his trashed bike.
ああ、俺の2号機が
A death trap, yes, yes. Very true.
何言ってるのよ。
ん
He slowly turned towards us.
あれ、ケイじゃんか。それに京介も。
あれじゃないでしょ？何してるのよ。
考え事しながらチャリに乗ってたらこけた。
I like his voice. It's kind of weird that we did a whole chunk without hearing it at all, and now we get to hear it and see him too. I mean, we did see him in his, the first story, but like hearing it, it's like I forgot that I like his voice. It's pretty cool. They should put up a new traffic sign, new traffic signs or something. Yes. Cyclists, beware! There's a turn here or something. I don't know. Seriously, what the hell?
ほっとけよ。ちくしょう。小遣いをやりくりして買ったばっかなのに、またスクラップかよ。
Allowance? Why did he have an allowance? He was living by himself.
ああ、最近俺の口座は宮子が管理してるから、生活費と俺が自由に使える金はあいつを通して受け取ってるんだよ。
お兄ちゃん。
Was the shoujo manga artist Nagi Shindo completely whipped? Well, there was no way the badly organized and not too bright hero could manage his money, so I guess this was best.
つうかさ、お前らこそ何してんだよ。
We placed his bike, which was now nothing more than a piece of scrap metal, somewhere where it wouldn't get in anyone's way, and began to walk. Like, I don't understand though how the bike can get in such a bad state, but yet he's fine. He doesn't have a scratch. Hiro seemed busy, but he had some time to kill. I've been shut in the whole time, so let's go somewhere open. Obeying his pitiful request, we came to the ocean. Man, that's pretty. I would go there a lot if I had that near me. Though this wasn't much of a real beach, there were people here and there.
お兄ちゃん大丈夫なの？
何が？
その転んだ時に頭とか打ってないの？
Made from a combination of glass and metals? What do you mean, the bike?
なんともねえよ。俺は右腕さえ無事ならそれでいいんだし。
Seems so. That's a rather scary way of thinking. To get raked from simply falling over, yeah. Like, what? Alright, how's your tendinitis? Before Hiro had left school, he went to the hospital for that or something.
全然治ってねえよ、んなもん。
He tapped his right hand and said that like it was no big deal.
漫画屋としてやってくんだからな。どうしたって腕を痛めつける商売だ。完治が無理なら痛みとうまく付き合っていくようにするしかねえんだよ。
うまくって具体的にどうするの？
知らん。
全然ダメじゃねえか。
That's Hirono for you. He had his own goals like me, but his head definitely didn't work the same way.
うるせえよ。それよりお前ら映画の撮影とかやってるんじゃなかったのか？こんなとこにいていいのかよ。
Not a problem. I've been filming the whole time.
何やってんだか。
How about you? Didn't you need to go somewhere? For some reason, his expression turned to one of total disdain.
お兄ちゃん？
うちの姉貴が帰ってくるから空港まで迎えに行くとこなんだよ。
なぎお姉さんが戻ってくるの？
Oh, the sister who gave Hiro the key to the roof.
会いたくねえ。あいつだけ死ぬように。
That's a little bit extreme, no? You're ridiculous. Not even a veteran stunt pilot could make that happen. Wow. Yeah, I know.
お兄ちゃん、なぎお姉さんが帰ってくるのがそんなに嫌なの？
うん、めっちゃ嫌。
It was rare seeing Hiro this depressed. Hey, Shindo, I whispered to Kei.
何？
Is his sister that bad of a person?
そんなわけないでしょ。確かにちょっと、かなり変わってるけど優しい人よ。
Didn't she help him with backgrounds and stuff? Like, what? What is happening? Hiro, come on.
お兄ちゃんだって本気で嫌ってるわけじゃないと思う。
Or she's about to help him so that he can have some time off or something. Maybe. Hirono seriously looks depressed though.
嫌ってたら自分のペンネームにお姉さんの名前使ったりしないわよ。
Exactly. Yeah, I guess you're right.
お兄ちゃんが音羽学園に入ったのだって多分なぎお姉さんの影響よ。お姉さん音羽の卒業生だから。
To think that an idiot like Hiro could make it into Ottawa Collegiate was unbelievable. He's pretty torn about this, huh? Though he had this attitude towards her, he probably respected his sister deep down.
戦力になるっていうのが 余計に厄介だよな。
The almost broken manga artist was mumbling about something.
早く行った方がいいんじゃないの、お兄ちゃん。逃げるわけにもいかないんだし。遅刻なんてしたら、それこそシャレにならないでしょ。
Kay said that teasingly and laughed a bit. She really was laughing.
だな。しゃあね。観念するか。
He kicked some sand and stood next to Kay. Then he looked straight into her eyes.
何？
ケイ、膝はどうなんだ？
Just like a delinquent, neither his face nor his voice reflected any kindness, but he really was worried about her.
そんなの、とっくに治ってるわよ。今頃何言ってるのよ。
She wasn't being honest either. You could tell by how she was blushing up to her ears. She tried to look angry, but she was actually happy that he worried about her. Of course she was.
そうか。とっくにか。
His gaze suddenly turned sharp.
だったらそう言いに来い。俺の方は引きこもりを余儀なくされてんだから。
だって。
いつでもいいから、たまには顔見せに来いよ。妹の顔を見れりゃ、兄貴はいつだって嬉しいもんなんだよ。
Oh, my heart. He put his hand on her head and smiled.
それが、可愛い妹ならなおさらな。
お兄ちゃん。
Her voice sounded flat and she couldn't say anything else.
じゃあまたな。あ、そうそう。京介。お前は来んなよ。
Was that really necessary? I looked, not at Hiro as he walked away, but at Kay. The ocean reflected the sun in complex ways. Kay's figure framed by the calm, beautiful ocean. I didn't want to film anymore. I wanted to view her with my own eyes. It was because I loved her. Shindo. What should I have said to her? She had such a lonely look on her face.
先輩。
Hmm? She held my hand. Her hand was small, yet it was warm and soft.
連れてって。
Shindo?
どこか人のいないところへ。連れて行って。
She whispered to me in a weak voice. I couldn't understand what those words meant. Only her voice reverberated in my head. I hadn't wanted to come here again unless it was absolutely needed. But this was the only place I could think of with no people.
なんか、この辺って涼しい。
I don't know if that's the cold or a chill going up my spine.
意外と怖がりなのね。
I'm just naive.
厚かましい。
Kay seemed pretty energetic. She giggled. It still felt like time was frozen in this place, but I didn't feel as uncomfortable as before. Maybe it's because Kay was by my side. Or perhaps it was her hand clasping mine that made me feel at peace.
先輩、
千尋と妹とメールのやり取りしてるって言ったわよね。
I nodded slightly.
最近は書くことがたくさんありすぎて困ってるのよ。
Oh? What do you write about?
雨宮優子の悪口なんかをずらずらと。
Does Chihiro even know who she is?
知らないけど、それはあまり関係ないのよ。せいぜい面白おかしく書けばいいの。
I didn't really understand, but I was pretty sure she badmouthed Miss Amamiya.
あの女は待ってる人がいるらしいわ。
She did mention that, didn't she?
一人の人をひたすらにずっと。バカじゃないの？
Kay gazed into the distance.
バカだけど、すごいわよね。
There you go. Amazing.
たった一人の誰かを思い続けるなんて。できることじゃないわ。
Well, look at you. Kay slowly shook her head.
違うの。
I am?
私はね、先輩。
Ooh, the music. Okay.
私はあなたが思ってるような強い人間じゃないのよ。
She squeezed my hand. She held both of my hands, and she got so close to me that I could feel her breath. I saw now, from up close, that her eyes were brimming with tears. Shindo?
私は全然強くなんてないの。多分誰よりも弱いんだと思う。だから、こうして誰かに触れていないと安心できないの。生まれた時から千尋がそばにいたから、ずっと寂しさなんて知らなかったの。性格は全然似てないけど、お互いにないものを持っていたから、私たち姉妹は強く結びついてたと思う。たまに喧嘩もしたけど、一緒に遊んで、同じ布団で眠って、いつも楽しくて。それから、お兄ちゃんに会って、すぐに好きになって、お兄ちゃんと千尋と私、3人でいられた時が一番楽しかった。私にとってかけがえのない大切な思い出。いいことばかりは続かなかったけど、千尋がどうしてあんなことに。
Shindo, how much grief had this girl experienced? What burden did this delicate body have to shoulder?
だけど、あの時はまだお兄ちゃんがそばにいてくれたから、なんとか耐えられたの。思えば、私はずっと依存してた。お兄ちゃんだけじゃない、千尋にだって甘えてた。お姉ちゃんなのに、情けないわよね。だから一人になっちゃったら、途端に寂しくて、苦しくて、どうしようもなくなったのよ。傷ついて、いろんなものをなくして、心が空っぽになっちゃったみたいで。いつの間にか代わりになるものを求めてたわ。痛みを紛らわしてくれる何かを。自分でもわかるわ。無邪気に寄ってくる水木に優しくしたのは、多分あの子を千尋の代わりにしようとしてたんだわ。手に入らないものをいつまでも求め続けることなんてできなくて、他のものでごまかそうとしてたのよ。でも水木だけじゃ足りなかった。私の心は止まったまま。そんな時に京介先輩が私の前に現れた。
Bam! Crash. I heard a dull sound from somewhere. It was probably the sound of some rubble shifting.
あなたが向けてくるまっすぐな目に圧倒されていたんだと思う。そんな目ができる、それだけの強い思いを持っている先輩が羨ましかったわ。この人なら、前に突き進んでるこの人なら、止まってしまった私の心も一緒に連れて行ってくれるかもしれない。そんな風に考えていたのよ、きっと。どこまでも人に頼り切っていたのよ。私にもう少し強さがあれば、本当に欲しいものを追いかけてたが、諦めることだってできたと思う。強ければ諦められるのよ。弱いからいつまでも引きずってしまうの。
This time, I heard some wood snap. The past was shattering in these motionless ruins.
だから心を満たしてくれるものが欲しくて、誰かにそばにいてもらいたくて、なんだって構わなかったのよ。自分では何もしないくせに勝手すぎるわよね。ひどいことよね。絶対にやっちゃいけないことだった。謝らなきゃ。
I couldn't listen anymore. That was why I spoke without hesitation. There's no one that hates you, so who are you going to apologize to? I moved towards Kay. Her shoulders dropped. I gazed at her face, darkened with sorrow. If you wanted someone from the bottom of your heart, and that person reciprocated, wouldn't everything be okay?
私の気持ちは偽物ってことよ。
How about an example? Your sister and Hayama are different people. So if you shower love upon Hayama, that love is real for her.
ややこしい。私はバカだから分かりやすく言ってくれないと分からないわ。
I heaved a deep sigh. Oh, I love his expression. It's so soft. Excuses or whatever, it's all good. All you need is love.
だったらこの気持ちも。
She put her hand on my chest.
私が京介先輩に向けてるこの気持ちがただの寂しさの埋め合わせだとしても、もうこれ以上報われない気持ちを引きずりたくないから先輩にすがりつこうとしてるとしたら、あなたはそれでもいいの？
If you're lonely, I want to make that disappear. Also, that doesn't just mean I'm fine with anyone. You think of me as someone who can change you, right? I'm happy that you chose me. It doesn't matter what form they're in. Your feelings are directed towards me, right?
うん。
She nodded.
だって京介先輩はここにいるもの。私のそばにいるんだもの。
You understand and yet you don't. That's funny.
バカ、こんな時に茶化すな。
Ow. She pushed me away with the strength of a woman's rejection. That hurt, but you really are better when you're angry.
だから人をからかうな。
I don't want you to look sad. When I met her in the gym, I fell in love with her and her expression of perseverance despite pain. But I didn't want to see her like that anymore.
私は今でもお兄ちゃんの顔を見るだけで気持ちが揺れるの。どうしてもお兄ちゃんへの思いを全部消しちゃうことはできない。だって私の気持ちは本物だったんだもの。
That's fine for now. It wasn't exactly a good thing, but I knew it would be impossible to have her change immediately. Still, there was a chance now, and I was going to take it. I want you to give me a chance to change you. You can change. After all, you've already begun running again, haven't you?
私も変わりたい。雨宮優子と会って話してまた走ろうって決めた時に京介先輩と一緒に走りたいと思った。他の誰でもなくて先輩と。
Hell yeah.
うつむいているだけじゃ何も始まらないって教えてくれた人だから。
Thank you, Shindo. I stepped forward and embraced her slender body tightly. Yeah.
私を変えて京介先輩。
Yeah. We needed to completely demolish her flawed past. After everything was destroyed, only then could something new be created. The door slowly opened. She had just taken a shower, but I was surprised to see her back in her uniform.
着替えなんて持ってないし、バスタオルだけっていうのも不安だから。
I hadn't asked anything, but she made a smooth excuse. I remained on the bed and didn't move. At her request, I had taken a shower first. In other words, there were no more protocols left to follow.
先輩、なんかそわそわしてるみたい。
Setting K aside, this wasn't my first time. What was with this nervousness? Oh man, dude. Embrace the nervousness. That's it. I'm not really used to doing it during the daytime. Really? Come on.
なら、夜まで待つ？
That was a bad excuse. No, it's nothing like that.
私、どうすればいいの？
Well, come here. We had to start somewhere. This was the absolute worst situation to hesitate.
言っておくけど、カメラは禁止よ。
I don't have such bad taste. I answered with a grin. The skin of the woman I love is for my eyes only. Shindo, come closer. She silently drew closer. Facing each other this close was something I knew well. Shindo, you really are tiny. Okay. Oh, there we go with the sounds again. Oh. Oh. I leaned and then brought my lips to hers. It was just a simple kiss. I strongly pressed against her lips. Shindo. I held her slim shoulders and gently pushed her onto the bed. Okay. We're getting there. But I don't know, it feels a little bit early, that's all. That was an unexpectedly cute sound.
だから喋らなくたってできるでしょ?
She averted her eyes and her face dyed a deep red. It's just for now. I'll gradually become unable to talk.
あんまり余計なこと言わないようにね。
I know. I said that and kissed her once more. Okay, I am not gonna read that. Enjoy it. Okay.
先輩。
She is cute. Like, the moment is cute, but I feel the sound effects are just a little over the top. Yeah, okay, let's go. And our lips parted.
唇なんて誰のだって同じでしょ?
That's not true.
誰かと比べてるの?
Maybe that's not the best thing to say. I'm only thinking of you.
真顔でよく言えるわね。
It seemed like I was lying otherwise, wouldn't it? I'm usually such a joker after all.
根に持たないでよ。
That was a joke just now, though. I smiled at her.
冗談ってどこまでが冗談なのよ。
Who knows? I shook my head and gave her a gentle kiss. But I wouldn't joke about doing this. Okay. Alright, next I asked her, Shindo, you're okay with this, right? Just as we were about to take that ultimate step, she answered. Okay. Her voice echoed through the room. She rolled and escaped off the bed. Shindo?
Yeah.
Stay away? She kept her naked back turned to me and said nothing more. Her shoulders were trembling. Today we can't even see Nezumi blush. I don't know if you could have seen me normally with the lights and under the foundation and all, but sure. I feel it's better. It's alright. I just don't know. It's probably just my taste that's just completely off the mark, but I would just write these things so differently. I don't know. It feels like there's so much emotional build-up in like all of the things that we've seen so far, and then when it gets to this point, it's kind of like killing the emotion when you're like, oh, and then I shoved my tongue down her throat. Sure, great, you can do that, but is that really the way you want to put it in words? No, am I being maybe I'm crazy, but anyway, let's go on. Her shoulders were trembling. That quiet voice surely came from her. She gathered her scattered clothes and underwear without even looking at me. Shindo, if you're still hesitant... It was her first time, so I thought it was pretty natural. Long lines of tears overflowed from her hidden eyes.
お兄ちゃんの匂いをまだ忘れられていないの。全然まだダメなの。ダメなのよ。ごめんなさい。
Her tears overflowed as she sobbed,
最低ね、私。
leaving behind only those words she left. No, there was more. This hand had certainly felt her skin. There was a sweet smell, and her warm breath had not been a dream either. The sensation of holding her had not yet disappeared. See, this part was beautiful. That's great. Why can't the rest be written just kind of in the same kind of way? Like her emotions, her not being sure about it anymore. Yeah, the sensation that she left with him. That's great. I like that. I'm all for that. Like I'm not really much of a fan of like the very. I don't even know what the word is in which they describe what they're doing. It's just, oh, fine, it's all matter-of-factly. Now we're gonna get down and dirty, so let's just, you know, throw all metaphor and emotion out the window and just, you know, go for the, I don't know. I don't even know if it's risque or racy or just, I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. Okay. Rant ended. Let's continue. I ate dinner at the fast food joint near my house, bought some magazines from the local convenience store, and went home to my apartment. Man, the term was over, but things were sure going badly. I should have just gone off with the others to celebrate. Not in the mood. I sighed. Ottawa Collegiate's exams were done, but I still had to study for the university entrance exams. Summer vacation was looming, but I couldn't take it easy. Summer vacation, huh? Those sounded like words from a faraway place. More importantly, what Kay said repeated in my head. Heroes smell, huh? Heroes smell. What the fuck? My anger raged inside of my head. This was the first time I had ever been this pissed. Maybe it was because this was the first time I had been rejected. I mean, she didn't reject you necessarily. She kind of wanted to, but when she found herself in the actual moment, she realized that she's not there yet. And that is valid, my dude. Oh, see, wait, that wasn't true. Kay rejecting me made me uniquely pissed. Why couldn't I capture her heart? I thought I shattered her memories of the past. Was it impossible to liberate her from her memories? I mean, it depends what you want to say through rejection. If she rejected that moment, yes. She rejected him completely, like, I don't ever want to see you again or something. I don't think that was it, necessarily. That's not it. That was of no concern to me. No matter what she said, I couldn't give up. Emotionally rejects him. I don't know, I guess I see that as completely different. To me, it felt like she just rejected taking that step in the moment. It wasn't necessarily personally aimed at him. It wasn't that she looked and was like, yeah, no, I don't want this with you. Because obviously, just a moment before she kind of wanted to. But she just realized she wasn't in the right place for that emotionally herself. And she was like, no, I can't do this. Is this really a rejection towards him? I would say no, but yeah. Emotionally rejects him, logically accepts him. Okay, yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah. But like, emotionally she also does want him. It's just there's a conflict there and she still has to work through it, that's all. Yep. No matter what she said, I couldn't give up. It wasn't over yet. Oh, I'm here! The little heart, I can't. Wait, are you gonna turn away your best friend who came here in the middle of the night just to see you? I hammered at the door until the resident of the apartment reluctantly appeared again.
親友なら仕事の邪魔しに来るんじゃねえよ。まったく。
I hadn't visited this place since Hiro stopped coming to school. It sure hasn't changed much. It's still the home of a stingy man.
わざわざ夜中に俺の部屋の批評しに来たのかお前は。
I don't have that sort of free time. Whoops. I picked up the sheet of paper I accidentally stepped on. Fireworks display. Ooh. An ad for the fireworks festival. The city did it every year. You have the time to go and leisurely watch fireworks.
みやこがどっかでもらってきたやつだよ。あいつはそういうの好きだから。
Huh. I guess he didn't understand what this meant. Oh, sorry, Yoni. Well, I wasn't about to point that out for him. It wasn't my obligation. Oh, these are for you.
ありがとうよ。
He took the bag I held out to him and sat down. I also sat down somewhere suitable.
なんだこりゃ。
Energy shots. I bought a few because I didn't know which ones were good. Hurry and chug them all before they get warm.
こんなに飲んだら脳みそぶっ飛んじまうよ。
This man really wanted to trample all over my generosity, didn't he? Oh, Miyamura isn't coming, huh?
ああ。お前ら今日で試験終わりだったんだろ。みやこは徹夜で打ち上げやるんだとさ。
That okay?
何が？
There's definitely gonna be other guys at the party. You okay with that?
くだらねえ。
He opened one of the energy shots and gulped it down.
きついなこれ。
You didn't answer my question.
みやこだってたまには遊びたいだろうさ。知ってるか？あいつ中間ではトップ取ったんだぞ。
Yeah, he knows that all too well. Up! I said his line. Exactly, what the fuck? I know that all too well.
あれでも死に物狂いで勉強してんだよ、みやこは。
I think... I'm not sure if it's necessarily toilet paper, and even if it is, it would help when you draw, especially since he draws by pencil, to put it on his hand so he doesn't smear the drawing as he moves his hand around, I would say. And maybe it has other kinds of purposes for an artist.
あいつは元からエネルギー溢れてるし、最近はいつもどんな時も全力投球って感じだな。
He laughed, shaking the empty bottle a bit. Because yeah, when you draw by pencil and your hand is warm and you move around and you want to do another area, but kind of like your hand ends up being on top of another part that you already drew, because your hand is kind of warm, it like will smear stuff. And even if it's not warm, it depends also on what kind of pencil you're using. You have the potential of smearing things around. He laughed, shaking the empty bottle a bit.
その分、エネルギー補給もえらいことになってるけどな。
Replenish her energy, huh? I get it. So there was a reason why she ate so much. I thought she just had a huge appetite.
みやこはさ、まだやりたいことを見つけられてない。
The voice of this man who had quit school to do what he wanted was gentle.
だから、今の自分にやれることを精一杯やってるんだ。その上、俺の世話を焼いたり、最近は K や葉山にまで勉強を教えてたらしいじゃんか。
K, huh?
たまには遊んで気晴らししなきゃ。あいつだって参っちまうよ。夏休みに入ってからだ。それに俺だけじゃなくて他の奴らと遊ぶことも大事だよ。あいつはずっと友達いなかったからな。
You're the type that gets pretty attached to women, aren't you?
うるせえ!
Looking at his face and hearing his angry shout, I definitely thought that he was like Kay. The girl who saw only him, who thought only of him.
なんか体熱くなってきた。この栄養ドリンク、速攻で効果出すぎじゃねえのか?
And just like her, he was also bad at hiding embarrassment.
ちょっと外行って風に当たってくる。
I'll come with you. Hiro and I walked aimlessly until we reached the park. Two dudes loitering in the park in the middle of the night. Pretty suspicious if you ask me. Well, if we just turned around and left, that would be even more suspicious. Oh, Hirono, what about your bike?
粗大ゴミだな。
And your sister?
粗大ゴミだな。じゃなくて、今は実家でのんびりしてるよ。
Plot twist, they'll get together, yeah.
俺の手伝いに入ってくるのはもうちょっと先かな。
He looked depressed. But in actuality, he really did want to see his sister, didn't he?
これまで平和に暮らしてきたのにな。
Huh, really? I was a bit surprised. I wouldn't call dating Miyako peaceful.
いや、マジで平和だって。そりゃいろんなことがあるけどさ。最近は何もかもがいい方向に流れてる気がするんだよ。
Don't tell me you're thinking Lady Luck is following me.
アホか。Miyakoは女神じゃなくて、どこにでもいる女だよ。
If she was just a woman, I felt like our planet might be in trouble.
女神とかじゃなくて、そうだな。バカバカしい。どうでもいいや。
He stopped himself inside.
それで
Okay, I am not familiar with that word. What does it mean, Beatrice?
ケイと何があったんだ？
I haven't said anything yet.
言ったも同じだろ。仕事の邪魔になんの分かってて、俺んとこへ来たくらいだから。よっぽどのことだろ。
Okay, let's see. Ah, okay, I see. I see, gotcha. That's a cool website. He spoke without any hesitation. You really are a manga artist. Excellent observation skills.
漫画家は関係ないな。ケイとお前のことだからだよ。
My rage flared up again. I had never felt like this, even when someone badmouthed my movie straight to my face. Why was I so upset?
何があったのかまではわかんねえけどさ。
I clenched my fist so hard it felt like my bones were about to snap. I tried to assault Shindo, but she resisted and ran. What?
なんだと？
She's agile and quite powerful for her size, isn't she?
てめえ。
Hiro did a complete 180.
言っていい冗談と悪い冗談の区別もつかないのか。
Yeah, he's right though. Don't joke about that. Good job, Beatrice. Yeah, I did not catch the word. I try to sometimes make like a more conscious effort and try to listen to them instead of immediately reading the translation so I don't get lazy and maybe catch some words. But I'm tired, and then even though I do start that way, eventually I just end up autopiloting and just reading the translation without actively listening to what they're saying. It's my bad. If I had done like actual active listening this whole time that I've been doing visual novels, my Japanese would be much more improved. But here we are. Glad to have you by my side though. You catch interesting things that I miss, so I appreciate that. Don't decide for yourself that I'm joking.
京介、ふざけてんじゃねえぞ!
I wish I was too. You... Shit, the words wouldn't come. No, I didn't want to say this.
何なんだよ一体。お前が何を言いたいのかなんてわかんねえよ。
What did I want to say? I wanted to say... I just love her.
だったら、さっさと K のところへ行け。
Exactly. Good job, Hiro. Thank you.
俺んとこ来たって何も変わらねえだろうが。バカかお前は。K を苦しめたのは俺だ。でもあいつを救うことは俺にはできね
え。Exactly.
だけどお前なら、お前が本気なら。
Hiro clicked his tongue. He'd definitely save her if he could. But him being nice to her would only trouble her needlessly. Yep, unfortunately. That's the pickle. Yeah. I sighed. Just like he said, it was useless if I didn't see her. Kyosuke probably came to see Hiro because like he was kind of raging inside himself that she is struggling with this thing in a way because of Hiro, but it's not really Hiro's fault. It's just how things evolved. She developed feelings. He didn't. He found someone else that he fell in love with. It's just life, okay? It happens that way sometimes. It's not necessarily someone's fault, and it's definitely, like Hiro said, nothing that he can do about it, no matter how much he wishes he could like heal that pain of hers. It's not him who has to do it. I still couldn't see reality.
Yosuke.
Yeah? So much for going back to work.
妹を泣かせるのは兄貴の特権だ。
What the hell?
お前はあいつを泣かすな。
I would have done anything to prevent that from happening. But it was too late. Oh, you want to talk. Miyamura's cried before.
そうか。
That's all you have to say?
いいんだよ。泣かせた分だけ。後で優しくして。許してもらうんだから。
Nice to her, huh? That might be okay for the two of them, but I couldn't reach Kei with just kindness. Couldn't reach? Really? That wasn't it, right? All of my feelings could reach her, because that was the only thing I could do for the one girl I truly loved. Okay. I feel like this is a good moment to leave it for now. I am also quite tired and I've started yawning profusely. So let me see, where's the save? Man, I'm so blind I don't see it. Okay. There we are. That's saved. And yeah. Oh, the brand on the mouse is Minori. Interesting. Okay, see what I was saying about yawns, that there it was. That was it. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I always enjoyed the chats with you, and I love going through the story. This is way more deep than I ever caught from the anime. Maybe my memory is really bad, but I really think they don't really give her story that much space, and not as much as they give the other stories. So a lot of this is very new for me, but at the same time is really good, because I personally am enjoying it much more than Hiro and Miyako's story, to be honest. And I have newfound appreciation for Kei, who I didn't particularly develop any strong feelings about while watching the anime, so this is cool. You'd expect a Lottie Gek. Yeah, Minori is part. I actually don't know exactly if it's like a person or multiple people or whatever, but it's a part of the people who work on the music for this, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why it's interesting. You remember playing nothing? Okay. Well, that's alright. Regardless of how much we remember from it, we are experiencing this together, and obviously I'm also seeing things through a different lens, because yeah, it's been what, 12-13 years since maybe that's a little bit of I think the first time I watched it in high school, or really close after finishing high school. So yeah, it's been like 12 years. It's been a while. Things have changed. I have changed. The spectrum of my emotions has changed, and also my ability of understanding things and contextualizing them, and my worldview has expanded. So it's a fresh experience, and I'm quite enjoying it. Usually remember a lot, so it's kind of creepy for me if I did see it. Maybe if I link you the My Anime List pages, it's gonna jog your memory. Maybe, I don't know. Night Night, totally manifested. Glad to have you there. Take care. And I wish you all a really nice and relaxing weekend. Eat good food and take care of yourselves. Let me just quickly find those. Also, the order here is slightly different because if I'm not mistaken, in the anime, the first season tackles Miyako just as it is here. So that one is kind of like a good match in my memory from what I've seen in the visual novel and in the anime. But it also tackles Chihiro. And then the second season is about... Okay, so this is Memories, and the second season is Melodies. It's about Yuko and Mizuki mostly. Or am I just... I hope I'm not completely mental and forgotten things, but that's how I remember it. So that's one. And this is two. There you go. Yeah. I have made AMVs with these. I love the anime so much, and I loved editing with it because it is a deliciously visual experience. Like it's the visual experience of the anime is delicious. That's what I meant. They took some artistic directions and liberties there that are not matched by anything in the visual novel that I've seen so far, and they did amazing with it. Like holy moly! I really recommend, if you have not seen it, to watch it. Okay. Nun not actually being a nun and having a dark past, that is it. Doing evil things? No. Yuko's not doing evil things at all. She's actually coaching these kids through the situations that they're finding themselves in, and actually giving proper life advice to them. Even though, well, at the point where they are in their lives, they can't quite grasp it. It's a little bit abstract and stuff, but it will get there. They will get to the point where they, oh, this is what she meant. I see now. I understand. Right? So the doing evil things is not it. So who knows? Maybe. Yeah, no, the anime is quite something. If you haven't seen it, Beatrice, I highly recommend. It's a cool experience. And maybe I can do a little bit of self-promo. Let me see. It's not one of my better ones. Now that I look at it, I see a lot of like things I could have done better, but you know, I put a lot of heart into it at the time, so there we go. Right, I will leave you with that and wish you a good night and a wonderful relaxing weekend. See you again next Tuesday, and when we will continue this. I have the feeling we're getting towards the end here, so I am excited. Yeah, but until then, take care, guys. Thank you so much for being here once again, and I'll see you when you come around next time. Bye.